So let's start off with driver of the day, and I'm gonna take the lead if you don't mind.
Do it.
And my driver of the day, I was very torn because a couple of drivers had really good performances. Max Verstappen, great performance to win. So you have to lead. Yeah, he led every single race. He had led every single lap. Flawless performance. Didn't hit the wall. And if you need to finish at first, you have to finish. Like, he kept it out of the barriers, especially at Monaco, where he's had a little bit of a bad luck in the past couple of years. Lando Norris gaining 2 positions, doing a great job, and Sebastian Vettel also doing a fantastic job as well. So my driver of the day is in line with the public vote and will be Sebastian Vettel, just because of his performance. The wheel-to-wheel racing going up sector 1, didn't let off at all, just kept his foot planted and got ahead of Gasly, which is probably whether it was one of the few overtakes we saw on track, but definitely a situation where either driver could have been in the wall. And Gasly said at the end of the race, fair play to Vettel because he raced me hard and just didn't let up at all. And I thought, yeah, fantastic stuff. He could have easily backed out of that and settled for P6, but no, he's still hungry. He's still got it. Seb 5 is back. He is my driver of the day. Maybe overhyped out a little bit, but yeah, really good performance from him and the Aston Martin team as well. Not to take anything away from them because their strategy was brilliant. But Seb had to drive the car and keep out the wall and get past Gasly, and he did all 3 of those things very well.
Yeah, he certainly did do that and did deserve that. He deserved the driver of the day popular vote at the very least. I understand why people went for that. He definitely did very well. I think you already mentioned Perez, who did very well as well, managed to jump up 5 places. Red Bull got the strategy right, but he also had an excellent outlap and few laps after that. I think Verstappen let him go by so he could be in the free air, and again, very good decision for them. And he took advantage of that. He was able to take advantage of that opportunity and make up a lot of time. So he did very well as well. I do want to give a shout out to Giovinazzi because whilst he had a pretty uneventful race, the fact that he got the team into Q3 for the first time and got their first points on the board, I think that's a great result for him. And but driver of the day, that's why we're here. I think I'm going to give it to Sainz. He had a strong start to hold off Lando, who was on the inside line. That alone was super important because, that was a really good opportunity for Norris. And obviously I was like, come on, Lando, you got the inside line. You could sweep past everybody if you get it right, trying to like will him into an even better position. But no, Sainz did enough to hold him off. He kept a very respectable pace to Max Verstappen, and at one point was actually chasing him. I think, in fact, I would go as far to say that Sainz put Verstappen under more pressure than Bottas did.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Of course, he had the added pressure of being the only Ferrari in the race. Teammate is nowhere to be found in a race that is so pit stop strategy dependent on gaining any positions at all. Having a teammate who can hold things up for the person behind can make all the difference. Like, for example, Ricciardo was chasing both Alfa Romeos and Kimi Räikkönen was there to hold him up so that he couldn't get any closer to Giovinazzi or potentially get in his pit window, for example. Sainz didn't have that luxury. I think that he has shown in qualifying as well that he is absolutely within a very reasonable amount of time, to Leclerc. And I think that he had an excellent race and well-deservedly got up on that podium. And it's great to see him looking so much more comfortable in that car now out of so many other drivers who have transitioned to a different team and seem to have suffered. And I suppose Sainz and Vettel are the 2 people that are coming out of this looking a little bit more content. So Sainz, my driver of the day.
Yeah, it's a really good pick, and like I said, I'm not a Ferrari fan. I'm not, I'm just a fan of Formula One. But it was really good to see a Ferrari on the podium. Just seeing them on the podium is great. Seeing those colours up there, it's where I don't want to say it's where they belong, but we've become so used to seeing a Ferrari on the podium over the last decade that actually it's nice to see a driver up there, and especially Sainz as well, new to the team, really showing everyone what he's got. It's just so frustrating to see what that could have been for Ferrari's weekend. They could have had 2 cars on the podium, and they could have been a huge haul of points for the championship, but it wasn't. And he did a fantastic job, especially like you said, by himself. Didn't have anyone to rely on throughout the race.
Am I right in saying that all 3 of them is their first podium at Monaco?
Yes, yeah.
because
Yeah, 'cause Max has
Verstappen has never been on
yeah.
the podium before, I don't think.
And Lando definitely hasn't, and neither has Carlos. So yeah, 3 brand new Monaco podium sitters.
And the second youngest podium ever, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think Max turned around and said, "Cheers, Carlos, you've ruined it for everyone," or something like that. He is a little bit older than the other two because they can't all be in their young 20s.
He's ruining that average.